So in entities, we have something called, in every entity we have, so we have discussed about forms, views. We'll discuss about charts later. We discussed about fields, relationships, right? So today we will discuss about business rules. So what is business rules? So business rules are out of the box validations. Okay? Business rules are out of the box validation. Why we need validation? To validate data. For example, we have contract, or we will go to some entity which have more fields. Students. Okay, so we'll make some validations in this field by in this entity by using business rule. So let's discuss business rules are out of the box validation. Why we need validation? To validate the data. Okay, so what actions we can perform using business rule? So one is lock or unlock a field, set field value, 3 show error message, 4 recommendation, 5 make field required or optional. So these are the things we can do. For example, if we have student form, right, in student entity, if the gender is male, I want to make the date of birth mandatory. For female, I want to make date of birth optional, as well as I want to log this field. Clear? For gender male, I need to change the business requirement level to field required, and it will be editable. If it is female, then it should be logged and it should get optional. This is our requirement. So how we can do? We'll go here. We'll go to student entity. Here we have forms. Let me add the forms. Okay. Now I'll go to business rules. Click on new business rule. Give the business rule name. Gender validation. So first, what we need to check? We need to check the condition. What is the condition? Gender value. So here I will check if in student entity field is gender equals male. Okay, just click on apply. You see here, as soon as I apply, you will it will show you the pseudocode. If gender equals male, then what we need to do? Click on add. These are the actions. recommendation, lock unlock, show error message, field value, default value, business required, visibility. Okay, so here I need to add hide and show also. Hide or show a field. So click on add. What we need to do, I need to make the field required, set business required, which field, date of birth, select date of birth, apply. I want to make it business required, click apply. So if gender equals male, then set date of birth as required. And what else I need to do? I need to make the field editable. Editable is lock or unlock. Here in the same condition. What is my action over here? I want to unlock the date of birth field. Apply. So if condition, if gender equals email, date of birth as required, and unlock the date of birth field. And then if not male, so add action lock unlock where in false condition here. I will remove. Clear? If the condition satisfy this, if condition doesn't satisfy, which means if not male, then it will come here. For female, what we need to do, date of birth as option unlock, as well as we need to change the business required to optional, which field, date of birth, not business required, apply. Okay, so once you configure this, you'll just check the pseudocode. If gender equals male, then date of birth is required, unlock the date of birth, else log the date of birth, set the is not required. So once we do that, just click on save. And activate. Now we'll refresh and test. Okay. You see here, the by default female is selected. It's logged and optional. When I change it to male, it get unlocked as well as it made field required. I'm changing again to female. It's logged. I'm unable to edit any value here. As soon as I change female, and it became optional. There is no red asterisk. As soon as I select male, the field is editable. Also, the field got mandatory. Clear? Okay. Now we'll do another validation. So what we will do? So if annual fee is less than 10,000 or 50,000, then we will show error message. Okay. So I'll go to here. I'll go here. Close this. Go to solution. I will write another business rule here. First, what is my condition? if annual fee is less than or equals to some 50,000. Once you configure, click apply. Annual fee here it greater than is less than or equals to. Okay. Annual fee is less than or equals to. Then show error message. On which field we need to show the error message? Annual fee. Okay. And what is the annual error message? Annual fee should not be less than 50,000. Give the business rule name, annual fee validation, then save, activate. In real-time projects, in every entity we will work with the business rule. So just try to understand the concept. You don't have to write any code here. It's just configuring the condition and the action based on the condition. That's it. I have activated it. Let's go back to the form. Let's refresh. You will get annual fee should not be less than 50,000. When I enter 70,000, no error. When I change it 7,000, okay, this is the validation. Like this, you can write multiple conditions and multiple actions. Okay, so I will explain you one more example. Uh, so when it is mail, then I will ask resident address. I need to show the recommendation, and then I need to hide the city. Okay, so if it is mail, resident address should get recommended and city should be hidden. New business rule, give any name. This is configure the condition. What is the condition? In student entity, if gender equals male, entity gender equals male. Okay, then what we need to do? We need to show the recommendation, add recommendation. To which field? To which field? Resident address.
Address.
Okay, so recommended to, I'm just giving recommendation title, recommendation. So here I will give please add your resident address. Like, okay, and what we need to do, the next step, we need to hide the city field. Click on add, under action, add set visibility. Student entity, which field we need to hide? City. Click on city. Visibility, yes or no? No. I want to hide it. If you want to show, yes. Apply. Then check this logic. Clear? Then we'll save. There is some error here. What is that? Set to. Recommendation title, recommendation details. What else we have? Okay. So here action, resident address, set field value, resident address to resident address we will set. Now save. Activate. Activate. Let's go back and refresh. Okay. There is no recommendation as of now, and the city is visible. As soon as I select mail, city is hidden and the resident is there. Recommendation, please add your resident address. Okay, when you click apply, nothing will happen. But if we map the field value from another field, as soon as we click apply, it will map. But that doesn't be the case. So you can work on another more task where you can use different actions. So we have different actions in the business rule. See if um, for every business rule there will be a condition and action to the condition. So these are the action. Lock unlock. If you want to lock, lock to yes, lock to no is unlock. Show error message. We worked on it. Set field value. If you want to set field value to one any value, you can use it. What is the difference between set field value and set default value? I will tell you. See, this you will get in the interview questions. See, in set field value, so we can set field value here we can set any value, or we can set another field value, and we can, what field value we want to set we can do. And also we can clear the field value in the set field value. But in set default value, we won't have the, so we will not have field or clear. That is the difference. Okay. So in set field value, we what value we want to set, we can set either value or field or clear. But here we will not have clear. Okay. So we can have value of other field, I will say not modified on, let's say email. Okay. So here we can set field value or custom value. Field value means that field value it will set, value means whatever value we enter. But when I select field, then what field value it need to set, we need to select here. Okay. So the main difference between set field value and field value is, when you want to set a field value to null, then you need to use set field value, because you have the options to clear the field. Okay. Clear means it will remove the value inside the field. But in set default value, the clear field value action will not be there. It can set any field value that we entered over here, or it can set another field value in the other field. That is the difference. And what actions you have?
So, sir, a quick question here.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry for interruption. So, what you're trying to say over here is the only difference between set field value and default value would be because of that clear option,
Yeah.
we'll not be able to override it.
Correct.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, got it, got it.
If you,
Yeah,
if I so the record is already created, for example. Okay. If there is a record. Okay. So now for female, the value is there here, right? Now if I change
yes.
to male, or if there is male here, now I want to update it to female. So here for female, the data birth is not mandatory. I want to clear this field. We'll do that. Okay. Condition. What is the condition? Gender equals male. Okay. Then set field value, date of birth. I'm setting it to null. That is clear. I'm clearing out. In set default value, in another field, for example, sit, I want to map city data in city field value to what field value to this is not there. Name, I will set the name value to another field value with email. Okay. So what I'm setting here, if condition is gender male, then I'm setting the date of birth as null, clearing out. In set default value, what I'm doing, I am setting a name value. I'm setting name, what value it will set in the name field, whatever we entered in the email field. If I say value, I need to enter the value, but I don't want to enter whatever the data that the email have. This data will copy to this name. Let's see. Say name you have filled out, you haven't entered a value. Because this is a different type. Okay. Date of birth, I will set date of birth is not a valid case because we are clearing out here. Email field to name. We'll do this. Yeah. So what I'm setting email value in name field. Save, activate. Here it should be female, right? We need to clear. Condition is wrong. Let me correct the condition. Condition, it should be female, not male. Apply, activate. Now let's refresh. I will set it to male now because as soon as I change, you will observe. Refresh. Now what we have given the value, sorry, condition, if the gender is female, then clear date of birth field. Okay. And then set this email in name. Okay. When I select female, it's cleared. Right? Refresh. I will change the name to some. I will select male and select date of birth and save. As soon as I change the female, it's not setting because there is a mismatch in the data type. But if the both data types are same, then it will work. If you see, the date of birth is cleared.
So logically, it should make sense. If it is not making logical sense, it will not execute. Is it what we're trying to?
No, no, no.
Okay.
See, if the data types are, we have single line text, multiple line text, right?
Right. Right.
So to map this one field value into another field value, both data type where we are copying the data, in which field we are copying the data, they should be of same data type. See here where
Oh, got it.
I'm getting email format. Now here is name.
Right.
So that's why it's not
Yeah.
working. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Now clear on this. What are the condition and action we can perform?
Yeah.
Now we have something called scope here. This is very important. Scope. What is scope? Scope are, let's see, you have multiple main forms here. If I select forms, form 1, main form 1, main form 2, another information is the main form. Three main forms we have. Okay. So if you see, if I go to here, if I switch to another form, validations are working. right? You see here, mail, recommendation, field is required and unlocked. Female, it's logged. It's working in main form too also. If I go to information
Yeah.
form, if I change to mail, right, it's working in three forms. Now the question is, I want to limit business rule to individual forms. Here, so what I mean, I have business rule 1, business rule 2, business rule 3. I want this business rule 1 to execute only in form 1, business rule 2 to be execute only in form 2, business rule 3 to be execute only in information form. So the business rule which we have created, if you see here, business rule, it's all forms, which mean it will execute in all forms. Now what I'll do, I will create quickly the business rule condition. Nothing we can set. If what we can set here, if name contains data, if the name field have value, then I'm setting set default value. What value I want, I'm setting in resident address, business rule 1. Okay, apply. Now I will change the scope to new information form 1, information form. Okay, save, activate. I set the scope of this business rule to only this information form, which means it doesn't execute in all the three forms. Activate. It's activated. Now I will create another business rule. Instead of going and creating, I will use this business rule and I click save as. It will create another copy. Here I will change the scope to new form 1 and I will set business rule 2. Apply. Activate.
న్యూ ఫామ్ 2 సెలెక్ట్ అయింది.
Huh?
స్కోప్ దగ్గర న్యూ ఫామ్ 2 సెలెక్ట్ అయింది.
It's okay. I will use save as. It will create another copy of this. I want to scope it to information form 1. Okay. So here I will set a different field value. Business rule, new form 1. Now activate. Okay. Now let's refresh. What is the condition? Name contains data. If the name field have any value, then have any value, then it will set Let me switch to new form 1. It's not working. Why? We'll go here, information form, new form, new form 1. What is the condition? Name contains data. Set default value of resident address to business rule 1. Okay. Let us save or let us publish this entity. Let me refresh. So let's check again business rule. So here we are using recommendation on resident address. I'll just deactivate this business rule.
Sir, maybe data types are on a different time. Sir.
డేటా డేటా టైప్ డిఫరెంట్ కాదు, మనం సెట్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా వాల్యూ, అట్లేం ఉండదు. మన స్టాటిక్ వాల్యూ సెట్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్ ఫార్మ్స్, ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఫార్మ్, న్యూ బిజినెస్ రూల్, name contains data, set default value, resident address to business rule 1. Sometimes it will be refresh issue also. Business rule work అవ్వలేదంటే we need to check 3 places. One is whether it is activated or not. Then second is condition, what condition, and then action, set default value. Okay, let's deactivate it. Instead of name, I will say owner. Student. Oh, owner. No. Name contains data. Then set field value. City value to Hyderabad. Okay. Then activate. Refresh. Somehow these business tools are not working. Let's see if any other business tools are working. Male, female. Mail to publish all customers. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, I will check this out. Why it is not working.